Former Demon Lord is given a second chance. Reincarnating shows he's the most powerful creature in existence. Misha Necron, a shy schoolgirl, bumps into a fellow student, our protagonist. Walking through the school gates together, they brush past the remarks of an overconfident bully. Attempting to intimidate our protagonist, the bully harnesses a flame in the palm of their hands. With a simple exhale, our protagonist is able to extinguish such a flame. Questioning our protagonist, the bully is restrained with a simple order from our protagonist, showing off his crazy telekinetic abilities. Entering an arena to assess our protagonist's abilities, he is once again brought face to face with the same bully from earlier. Attempting to restrain the bully, with telekinetic abilities, he is disappointed to see the bully's amour is resisting his telekinesis. Charging in with an ignited magical blade, our protagonist shatters his opponents by extinguishing the ignited blade. Within moments of this happening, the opponent begins pouring blood from every crevice of his body due to our protagonist's heartbeat, showing off his overwhelming strength. Refusing to admit defeat, our protagonist is forced to brutally kill and revive his stubborn opponent before they concede the duel. Moving on, we see Misha, the quiet girl from earlier, yields high levels for magic, holding such huge volumes of magic. Only for our protagonist to blow her score out of the water, shattering the tool used to measure magic capabilities. Finally, moving on to a knowledge test, we find out our protagonist was the former Demon Lord Anos Voldigord. Changing scenes, we see Anos is invited to his now parents' home as they jump to conclusions about Misha accompanying him home. Walking Misha home, Anos is stopped by the previously encountered bully, his older brother and minions. Attempting to seek revenge, the older brother becomes frustrated by the bully's weakest, killing him. Attempting to harness overwhelming power, Anos uses the opportunity to tamper with such spells only to completely nullify incoming magic. Zombifying the deceased bully, Anos sends the zombie towards his older brother. Standing in front of the now ceased brothers, Anos resurrects everyone, stating he's open to duel them all once they've all grown stronger. The day after, Anos sits with Misha. Being mocked for wearing white uniform, with red uniform representing status and power and white uniform representing lower class or weakness, Anos is able to sever preconceptions, proving his teacher wrong. Introducing herself as a descendant of powerful demon, Sasha Necron mocks her sister Misha Necron, using her demon eye to brainwash our protagonist. Sadly, Sasha is shocked to see someone with the same eyes but far more potent than hers. Later that evening, Sasha challenges Anos and Misha to a duel, offering her body in exchange for Anos' complete loyalty to her if she wins. Having started the battle, Misha conjures a fortress to protect herself as Anos marches up to the enemy's fortress. Lifting and slinging the fortress with one hand, Anos is able to completely push Sasha into a corner. As a last resort, Sasha along with her team conjures their most powerful spell only to have it nullified by Anos. Completely defeated, Sasha yields to Anos. Later that night, walking home the two ladies, Anos is happy to see that Misha and Sasha are now on good terms, with Sasha embracing Anos for helping her make up with her. The next day, visited by one of his former commanders, he attempts to jog their memory only to find out that Anos had never existed in their memories. Suspicious Anos, Misha and Sasha are tasked with conquering the former Demon King's castle, searching for an item. As it's Anos's castle, he is able to navigate to the treasury via a secret passage. Obtaining the desired item, Anos allows the girls to pick gifts for themselves. With the two girls bonding, Anos steps out, giving them some alone time only to return to the site of an injured Misha. Noting Sasha had intentionally wounded Misha, he is able to see through her act, figuring something was suspicious with her attitude. Having healed Misha, Anos soon finds out the sisters are cursed. As on this particular day one must live whilst the other dies. He interrupts, stating that this curse was placed onto them by their father, which used to serve Anos. Knowing this, he attempts to break the curse only to be impaled by their father. Having entered a realm where their father can control times, their father is easily able to overpower and slay Anos. All of a sudden, the slain Anos is revived. Noting that the current domain is no longer under the father's will, and by Anos defeating him, the curse is broken, allowing for the father's memories to align with Anos's, finally congratulating Anos on his resurrection as the strongest demon lord. A few days later, the teacher, having claimed Anos and team failed to complete the mission to retrieve an item from the demon lord's castle, our protagonist shuts up the teacher when he reveals that she had been conspiring with another student to hide the weapon found. Moving into the hallways, Anos is surprised having found out a mini-club had formed admiring his strength as someone sharing white uniform. Later on, the grade is gathered to practice swordplay. Only Anos and a transfer student are able to wield swords, with each dispatching a faculty member as proof of their individual strength. Introducing himself as Ray Gransdory, he challenges Anos to a duel. Having formed a team with the Anos fan club, Ray wishes to work together no matter their status or strength, inspiring the fan club members. Having planned to test Ray's sword skills, Anos draws Ray away from the fan club as Misha and Sasha clash with them. Handicapping himself, Anos decides to wield a fortified stick to Ray's sword. Using a feature of the stick, Anos is able to trap Ray's sword for a split second, allowing him to defeat Ray. The duel ends in Anos' favor, with them both acknowledging each other's strengths. Having dinner with Anos and the sisters, Ray and the fan club's leader sneak off, sharing a moment. The next day, returning to school, Anos is greeted by the headmaster, realizing that he was also a former commander in Anos' army. Realizing that he remembers Anos perfectly, he begins to theorize about this current world and why no one knows of Anos as the former demon lord. In the evening, Anos and Misha go on a date as Anos encourages Misha to practice her magic, rewarding her with a gift for accomplishing such a feat with her magic. Interrupted, Anos is informed that his upcoming duel may be a trap and he should tread carefully. On the day, with his mother's words and his father's blade, Anos enters the arena. Defeating his homeroom teacher's brother, he is able to move on in the tournament. Meeting Ray, he notices he's acting strange, having mentioned his mother is ill. Anos attempts to see if Ray is alright, realizing he's under some sort of spell. Visiting Ray's mother, Anos attempts to cure her illness. With the fan club's president offering her mana to slowly heal her, Anos heads out. Elsewhere, Anyo's homeroom teacher assaults Anos' mother, seeking revenge for her brother's defeat. Attempting to kill Anos' mother, the fan club sacrifices their lives only for Anos to arrive on the scene. Seeing the state of his mother and his followers, Anos is furious. Reviving the girls and healing his mother, he kills his teacher. Reviving her, he fuses her with an impure blood, forcing her to want to take her own life due to her now impure blood. As punishment, he grants her immortality, forcing her to live her worst nightmare forever. Back to Ray's mother, Ray puts the president to sleep as he shares his final words with his mother, thanking Anos for his mother's pleasant past. The next day, the finals between Anos and Ray begin. Having exchanged blows, Anos sacrifices his arm in exchange for releasing the curse binding Ray. All of a sudden, they are transported to a different dimension where the headmaster has trapped them. Reviving Ray, the headmaster holds Ray's mother's spirit as hostage, swaying Ray's judgments. Anos steps up, freeing Ray's mother's spirit. He's able to defeat the headmaster and hence break the mind control on the headmaster along with 2 other faculty members. Healing all the wounded, he notices a character observing all the action from the shadows of the arena, letting it go. Anos revives Ray's mother. As they embrace, Anos is awarded by Sasha for winning, and with a kiss on the cheek, the day ends. Learning about humans, the students are tasked with visiting and learning about the human world. Taking this opportunity to learn about the whereabouts of the hero that slayed Anos. In his previous life, he visits the Hero Academy. Greeted by a girl, they are given a tour, ending up in the school's library, where they are greeted by 2 of the 4 possible candidates for the hero title. Charging at Anos, one of the candidates is thrown back upon Anos, blinking in his direction. Realizing the difference in strength, the heroes fall back. Anos is later informed by their tour that the former hero was killed not by a demon but by a human. With the rest of the Demon Academy arriving, the hero and the Demon Academy both show their skills. With Anos figuring out the rigged exhibition in the hero's favor, Anos ends the showing. Moving on to a battle of schools, Anos and friends watch from the side, watching the school's representatives fight. Noticing the tides turn in favor of the heroes, Anos realizes the use of holy water to give the heroes an advantage. Protesting the demon school teacher forces the current students to retreat. Now on even playing fields, Anos and gang challenge the hero representatives. With each member in Anos' team defeating their respective targets, Anos is attacked by the tourist from earlier. Noting she is being controlled, Anos sends Misha to trace the whereabouts of the curse. Following Misha, we see her assaulted by the hero's headmaster as she is about to discover the truth. On the brink of death, Anos shows up only to monster Fee and slay the headmaster before tending to Misha. Discovering the cause of the curse, Anos frees the tour guide only to be interrupted by the current demon lord. Warning Anos that he'll be waging war against the heroes, he disappears, leaving Anos to prepare for the oncoming war. Intending to stop the Demon Lord impersonator, Anos is able to isolate him whilst his commanders tend to the impersonator's followers. Shockingly, the impersonator is revealed to be Rei, which is the true reincarnation of the hero that slayed Anos. Forced to fight each other, the true culprit is revealed to be the human that killed the hero so many years ago. Combining forces, Rei and Anon begin dismantling the perpetrator. With the help of their friends sharing their mana, Anos is able to awaken once again in his true form, finally defeating the evildoer, wrapping up the series. Thanks for watching. Like, comment,